Okay, let's quickly do today. We're still a little bit ahead. We're on Samech Daled. So we said that Avodah Krenim Mayute as a Tifla. We're on 64a in the Zarah. It says you can uproot hybrid plants for a pig in order to destroy the fruits of futility of Tifla, something that's we got to get rid of. So Vrua Hamani Rabbi Kiva Damar Makayim Maklayim like it. So some say that the town of this price is Rabbi Kiva, who held that just keeping kalayim, keeping a hybrid plant, even if you're not planting it actively, you have lashes. The halacha is that you're only forbidden to plant it, not to keep it, because we eat hybrid plants, but you're not allowed to make such a thing. But they're kosher once they're made. The sanyim, except for kilei kerem. The sanyim have a brayse menakesh from a chapa b'chlayim loike. If one is doing weeding or covers seeds with kloyim, with hybrid plants, he gets lashes. That would be the punishment in ancient times. Rabbi Kiva Mafamakayim. Rabbi Kiva says even if you keep it, my time at Rabbi Kiva. Why does Rabbi Kiva say I'm a kra sadchalei sizrich kloyim? Because it says in Leviticus 19:17 that you should not sow your field with hybrid plants. Even like Zarah, Makayim Nayan Tamud Loim like kloyim. So you would think it's only if you plant the seeds, but because the scripture says you should not plant, the word lo, kilayim, not kilayim, means you shouldn't even allow them to be held onto. That's according to Rabbi Kiva. So he said in order to, if you're uprooting the kilayim, the hybrid plants, just like you're destroying the yayin nesech, so it's permitted, even though you're happy that it's there for you to uproot it, and because you're getting paid for the work. Loi. So the Gemara says, no, Hamani, who is teaching this brayse? Rabbanan about uprooting claims, the rabbis. Why? Rabbanan, my area oikrin. If it's according to Rabbanan, why?
Where's the soup or something?
Soup? I don't know, whatever.
In the bag or something.
Yeah, this probably over there. Yeah. So my Rabbanan, my area oikrin. So if it's the rabbis, what does it mean that we're uprooting the kalayim? Afilu kiyumanami shaperdami. According to them, you're allowed to maintain the kalayim. Hachabamayaskinim. What are we talking about here? The ka avad bechinam. That's if he's working for free. Rabbi Yehuda, hidamar litain lahem not neschinam aser. Because Rabbi Yehuda says you can't give pagans a free gift. The Rabbi Yehuda nishma l'Rabbi Akiva. From Rabbi Yehuda we hear from Rabbi Akiva. Why? Lavam Rabbi Yehuda aser litain lahem neschinam. Didn't Rabbi Yehuda say you're not allowed to give free gifts to pagans? But here, you're uprooting something that you got to get rid of. Rabbi Akiva nami afal gab nami Rabbi Akiva makay maklayim loike muti tiflo shaper dami. So too, Rabbi Akiva says even though you get lashes for keeping kloyim, if he keeps them in order to destroy them, so that's okay. Sulamidi. So you don't need anything else with this. It's clear that the brayse supports Rav Nachman. So how do Yasuf come violahu? So Rav Nachman Ulan Avim and Papa were sitting and they're asking, the me'akum biadakum ma'u. If there's money from the sale of selling an idol in the hands of a pagan, the pagan sold the idol. What's the law with the money? Does the restriction? Does the money stay not kosher in the hand of the pagan or not? Amar Rav Nachman. So Rav Nachman said, "Mistabra the me'akum biadakum mutarin." Common sense would indicate that money from the sale of an idol in the hands of a pagan is permitted. And hani to also come to Rabbi Bar Avodah, because there was some Gerim who came to Rabbi Bar Avodah. It's interesting. I'm learning this today. I was on a Bezdin today for Gerus. So Rabbi Bar Avodah gave advice to some people who were in the process of conversion. He says, He said, go sell all your possessions, meaning the idols is what he's talking about, and then you can convert. Because he can't sell the idols after he converts. You know, there's we were talking about this today, how in a different religion, there's a similar teaching, and how things are understood so differently in different religions. It's just what we don't... Maven Yavin. My time, and the one who understands knows what I'm talking about. What are we talking about here? Obviously, Rabbi Bavia held that a pagan is allowed to have the money from selling an idol. They didn't tell him, go destroy the idols before you can convert. You could sell them. You don't have to throw them out. You could sell them and take the money. So maybe it's different here. The pagan wanted to convert, and so he must have nullified the idols before he sold it. So he wasn't selling an idol. He was selling something that was no longer an idol. Because since he had intention to convert, he didn't believe in idols anymore. I remember Moshe Weinberger telling a story of a ger who, he had all these hunting trophies, and he took them out on the beach and burned them before he became a ger. He said, you don't have to do that, but he was impressed by his devotion. I don't know. I think it's kind of ridiculous. We see here, the Gemara says, you don't have to do something. That's not even idol. So, should have shown him this Gemara. So, because that's not an idol. It's just, because you're not allowed to go hunting. There's a tshuva from the Nord of Yehuda that says that it's not a Yiddish azach to go hunting, but you're allowed to go hunting. But it's discouraged, but it's not halachically prohibited. So Elam HaHachem. So this is where we're learning from Yisrael. Shahaya Noisa Ba'akum. A Jew was trying to collect money from a pagan who owed him money. A mana, 100 zuz. So the pagan sold an idol and brought him the money. Or the pagan sold non-kosher wine and he brought him money. Mutter. He's allowed to have the money. But if the pagan specified that it was for the wait until I sell the idol, or wait until I sell the ayin nesef, then he's not allowed to bring it. So ma'ishna reisha, ma'ishna seifa. So what's the difference between here, the beginning and the end? So Amar of Sheshis, says seifa mishum dahava le'roitza b'kiyumai. The end because he wanted to keep it. So you need to park here? You need me to move the car?
No.
Assalamu alaikum.
How's
How are you?
everything? What was that?
I teach Daf Yomi on YouTube, and I have a few people watching it. So it's I started it because Lily Nishmas want.
Passed inspection of this car.
Yeah. It used to be. So Ma'ishna Reis and Ma'ishna Sefer. What's the difference beginning the number of Sheish is Sefer Mishum Dahava Le Roitza B'Kiyumai. So in the second case, the Yid wanted that this forbidden object should stay around. Just because he wants to keep it, does it? Why is it prohibited? Snan ger va'akum shiur shvavim akum. There was a convert to Judaism and a pagan, two brothers, and they inherited the possessions of their father, who was a pagan. Ger yachaloim lo talata akum nimois talati ein nesachani peres. The ger can tell the pagan, you take the idols, I'll take money. You take the non-kosher wine, I'll take fruit. But if they came into his possession, then he's not allowed to switch them out. So Bar Ula, it's a famous Mishnah. It's a Mishnah in the Mai. So Amar Bar Ula, Rav Bar Ula said, Masnisan ba'akum is chalekes lefish vareh. Mishnah is talking about an idol that can be broken into pieces. Tinach akum, nesach ma'ikal meimar. That's good with an idol, but what about yain nesach? What about non-kosher wine? Pcheres hadriani. Remember we learned months ago about Hadrianic earthenware, that the vessels, they became so filled with wine, you put them in water, and the wine, remember the halacha with that, doesn't he want to keep it around so it shouldn't be stolen or lost? So El Amar of Papa Yerushas Ager Kamad. So we should talk again. If Papa said, with this we said about an idol that was inherited by a ger, shiny Yerushas Ager the Kilo Barabon and Gezer Shamyachsel Kukulai. So the thing is, the rabbis are lenient when it comes to a convert's inheritance, because the rabbis were lenient with a convert. Why? Because the thing is, he's no longer a child of this of this Gentile. He's Jewish now, so according to Jewish law, he has no connection to his father. So how is he inheriting something? He's not his father according to Jewish law. So the rabbis allowed a ger to inherit things from the non-Jewish father. Why? Because they're afraid that the ger would go to, they made a rabbinic decree that the ger inherits the possessions of his non-Jewish father, even though he has no connection to him, lest he go back to his damaged state. And that shows that Judaism recognizes it's better for someone to be a ger than not to be a ger. A lot of people make a mistake. They think, oh, it's better. That's why we discourage people from converting. No, we don't really discourage anyone from converting. We only have to explain to them what they're getting into. It's not to discourage them. It's that they should recognize what they're involved with. So it's not discouragement. It's just education. So the thing is, but we see it as a positive thing for someone to convert. And if they go back, that's definitely a negative thing, because they're still Jewish, and now it's even worse. I remember I was talking to the janitor at the big shul in Kiryas Joel, and he speaks Yiddish very well. And he said, Dayan Zukmir, maybe not very well, but he speaks Yiddish pretty well. And he said, the Dayan Zukmir, as the best it's a Zayin, a gitter goy wie a schlechter Yid. That's better to be a good Gentile than to be a bad Jew. And that's true, but it's better to be a good Jew than a good Gentile, really, according to Jewish law, if you have the opportunity to do so. Obviously, if it's going to be too hard to keep Judaism, don't accept this upon yourself. But if you're able to keep Shabbos and kosher and Taras Mishpacha and everything, and daven 3 times a day and tefillin and everything, why not? Well, if it's something you want to do. So similarly was taught in a brisa that the convert could divide the property with his idolater brother and take the money and leave the idols to the idolater. That's where they inherited. But if they had a partnership that they want to dissolve, then the convert cannot just take the money and leave the idols, because the reason is, hold on, where we have to, let's stop this here and we'll start it over again, because I'm running out of batteries. I don't want to lose the whole video. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment, all the best.